Hey folks, Phil Gallagher here for your daily D&T. We're continuing to play with that crazy blue, white, red deck that we were playing with before. Where'd it go? White, red. I have just a few Death and Taxes decks up here. Alright, looks like this. It's one of Spell Quellers, Deputy of Detentions, P&K, Recruiters, all that jazz. Yikes. Am I on the draw? I am on the draw. Begrudging keep on the draw, hoping to play against a fair deck. But really not happy with this hand. Especially now. We're really gaslight. So I would have pitched this hand on the play for something better. But on the draw, I still think this falls into the realm of the acceptable. Barely. And it may be more questionable since I have fewer utility lands. That's a great draw. That gives me something to do against my opponent's strategy. We'll be taking the Batterskull here for the threat. Our opponent does have snow-covered lands, so we could expect Into the North as a thing that could occur. No, we can't really sandbag this a turn because of Spirit Guide. We need to just throw this out here. Well, that is unfortunate. In case my opponent has multiple Pithing Needles, it's probably going to be correct to just put in the Batterskull here. So we kept a 5-lander, proceeded to draw, what, 3 lands? And now, I forgot that changed. And now our one utility land that was very good in the matchup has been invalidated. We can still wiggle through this, but things are starting to look bad. We are going to go to above 20, which is super, super relevant. Unlike that draw. So how do I want to do this? Next turn, so I can go to 24 this turn. Next turn I can gain 6, go to 30. Then I can gain another 6, go to 36, then I'll die. Alternatively, I can get Jitte, put Jitte into play, gain 4 now, gain 8 the next turn, 8 the next turn, still die. So I'm going to want Sword of Fire and Ice for the draw potential. And super technically, I should have made my Batter Skull attack first in case my opponent has Elvish Spirit Guide. Then I'm threatening Flicker Wisp activation. Yep, there we go. At least I pointed it out before it happened. Better would have been to, like, do it right, but that is not where we're at. And just to get my F6 value, I'm going to throw that in play. So I need a Flicker Wisp or a Swords to Plowshares this turn. I'll get some redraws out of it. A redraw out of it, more accurately. The third Caracas. Thank you very much. All right. That's all we've got there. Sort of unfortunate. All right. Jailer's good. Magus is fine. Do I want to go Is It Staticaster deep for pinging Vampire Hex Mages? Probably not, but I'll consider it. And I'll probably play Wear Tears for Pithing Needles and or Sylvan Libraries. What don't I want? Honestly, my deck's pretty good against their deck. Probably trim the Sword of Fire and Ice. I'll probably trim at least one Stoneforge Mystic. We might even go lighter on the Stoneforge package than this. Like, the flyers are great, the counterspell's fine, this junks a Merit Lodge, this finds things that junk Merit Lodge, this is fine. Yeah, so it actually might be that the Stoneforge package is actually one of the weaker parts of the deck for this build. That's not necessarily always true, but I think here it is. So I could keep one Stoneforge and one piece of equipment and play the Is It Staticaster. Or I could just, like, play, like, a Stoneforge, a piece of equipment, or just Staticaster and one hard piece of equipment. Unsure which is better. I think I'm going to err on the side of the Jitte here. This is a great opening hand. To defer my decision about what I'm going to do with this fetch land, I'm going to play it now without revealing any information about sort of like the rest of the nature of my hand. This probably needs to end up getting Tundra, but there are timelines where it doesn't. I think this is going to be a utility wasteland rather than a try to knock you out of this game wasteland. Now, if my opponent misses a land drop or something, that's an entirely different story, but I don't think that's very likely to happen. Hmm. Hmm. I like this turn. This turn will be a wasteland plus something. Now I just have to make the decision of, do I want to knock them off of a combo piece in taking out the Thespian stage, or do I want to potentially knock them entirely off one or two colors by getting the Bayou? So I'm going to name Vampire Hexmage. Then I'm going to Wasteland their Thespian stage. So I've kind of taken them off of two different ways to go and enable their combo kill in a single turn here, which is hopefully pretty devastating. Naming Vampire Hexmage also has the side effect in that it allows these to continue to be generic beaters. And just like playing a, 2-mana 2/2 isn't going to get in my way. You have like yet another Thoughtseize. Why the pause? So you know about my Thalia that's in hand, I think, and you don't know about my Ether Vial, I believe. So is that actually you have a discard? Or was that a bluff? Or are you trying to like wait a turn or two? Unsure. So right now I have 4, 8, 12. I have my opponent on a 3-turn clock. Playing the Mother of Runes and using it as an attacker puts my opponent on a 2-turn clock. So I believe that is very, very correct to do so. I could play the Ether Vial first, but I don't want to lose this point of damage to the discard spell that my opponent might have. We could try to take the point of damage with Mother of Runes next turn, but I do want to respect Elvish Spirit Guide just being played out as a creature. Alright, there's a stage. Do you have depths in hand? If yes, things get a little touchy. I think I should have gotten my mountain there in retrospect. I'm just used to like autopiloting and clicking on a plains. I guess the mountain doesn't really enable anything that matters. Doesn't mean it's not incorrect still. Well, there's something that it would have enabled, but it doesn't matter. So I attack in with everything. My opponent blocks one of the 2 power things, takes 3, go to 1, and I will die. So my out is my opponent not blocking. They saw the line. All right, and I'm dead. Good game. I'll see you tomorrow, folks.